Hello and welcome back to Sherwood Park Toyota. Today we're looking at a Toyota Sienna XSE in the color blueprint. Let's take a look. Starting up front, underneath the hood, you have the gas component of the hybrid energy system. It is a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine, automatic transmission, gets up to 245 horsepower, 263 pound-foot of torque, towing capacity up to 3,500 pounds. Up front, you've got your LED headlights, customary daytime running lights, and across the front bumper you'll find these little round nodules. These guys are your front parking sensors, and of course we also have the blue Toyota hybrid logo. Onto the side here we have 18-inch alloy wheels. Then, as you move back, you'll find on both your front handles that you have this little dimple. Talk about that guy more on the driver's side. All of the rear windows do come with factory tinting, and up top there are black roof rails. Approaching the back, on the right-hand side, you have your XSE hybrid trim level badge. Then on the left-hand side is your all-wheel drive badge. Across the back is your Sienna logo. Directly under from this is your backup camera. To open up your cargo space here, you can reach directly underneath of that first N, press the button, and it should automatically rise up for you. So, of course, inside here we have both second and third row seating. Second row has independent captain's chairs, meaning there is no middle seat right there. But we'll talk about those guys more in a minute when we get up in that space. For your third row, you have a 60-40 split on the right-hand side, allowing each side to function independently. For your third row occupants, they have access to plenty of their own cup holder space on either side and some additional chargers. You can see them glowing blue there. For the seats, there are a few different arrangements for these. Of course, one of them is upright so that your passengers can sit. The second one is laid down directly flat like we have on the driver's side back here, this larger section. The third one is a stow-and-go model, which means that they're able to fold back into this really deep storage well back here. All of these and the way to do them are shown on this little diagram, including showing which handles to use for which actions. On the left-hand side, you have an additional little storage cutout. Like we said, extra deep storage space back here. If you do fold your seats down, it will create a flat bed space in the back with quite a large surface area. But with this particular unit, we have underneath of the mats there, we have the Sienna branded rubber mat cargo liner. So this guy will cover the whole space of the rear area back here, or just your floor space, which then has two functions. First off, helps to protect your vehicle from damage from your cargo. Second of all, it is much easier to remove and clean that little rubber mat liner and shake off or clean off any dirt or debris versus it clinging to that typical carpeted interior. Lastly, on the right-hand side, behind this little false wall, is where you're able to find your battery. To close up your space back here, got a couple options. One is the kick sensor, the other is the handle. Number 3 is the button. Press it once to close, press it twice to close and lock. Next, let's go take a look at the inside. To open up your rear space here, you got a couple ways. One is to simply pull on the handle and then it will move back, or you can press the little button. So if you give that guy a press, you'll find your door slides right open for you. Your interior upholstery is the dual tone of the light gray and dark gray Softex leatherette. You've got some of this lovely orange stitching and a little bit of light gray as well. The lighter gray Softex has this beautiful texture on it. As we said, in the middle there is no middle seat here, which is the independent style. This means that for getting access into the third row, one way is to go through this middle passageway. The other way is you can go down here. You've got these different handle adjustments. So one of them allows the seat to move along these long tracks here. These go quite a long ways in each direction, which gives you a huge amount of adjustments for the seats themselves. Of course, you can also just fold your seat forward like you would to extend cargo space up. On both of the inside of the seat and the outside of the seat, you have these independent armrests you can move in and out at will. Now, looking up overhead, you have this interior third and fourth section air conditioning control panel. This allows for your second and third row occupants to control their own temperature, fan speed, and mode. This can be controlled from up front. We'll look at that when we get up there. Then on the back of your front passenger and front driver seats, you've got pouch storage. Back at the console, you have your chargers up top and cup holders down below. There are also these little cubby spaces with the mesh lining for your second row occupants too. Lastly, on the inside of the window, it's a little bit hard to show on this side here, but you can see we have it extended up on this side, and it is not extended on this side. This black piece that you see right here, this guy is your window covering. It can either be extended upwards and lock into place, or roll down and go completely flush in with your door frame, and it just helps to block some of the sun rays from getting into everybody's eyes. To close up your doors back here, you can either use one of the first two methods, which is pulling on the handle or pressing the button. There's an additional handle on the inside. Again, give it a little pull and it will close itself the rest of the way. And the other way from the back space here is right underneath of this little handle. You'll see this glowing blue dot. This exists on both sides. So follow this handle all the way down. Got that little dot. Give that guy a press, and you'll find that your door automatically closes itself from there. Now, back to this little dimple. This guy indicates keyless entry. So if you have the key fob on your person, you can tap your hand here or here to lock and unlock your unit. Inside the driver's door, power windows for front and back, window lock, power lock system, side mirror controls, lots of storage space throughout the door. Inside, we have electronically controlled seating, back, front, up, down, and lumbar support, hood release and gas release on the bottom left-hand corner of your dash. Next to this is also the power door off. So that way the doors can only be controlled either from the outside or from this little button panel up top, so nobody in the back can open and close their doors at will. Then you've got your traction control, automatic headlamps, heated steering wheel control, dash brightness, and odometer trip, and a little storage shelf up top. On the steering wheel itself, first off, it is a black leather with orange stitching. Then left-hand side, controls for your dash display, hands-free communication, volume control, right-hand side, radio controls in the bottom, adaptive cruise control up top, which includes both sonar and lane departure. Now, in the middle here is your infotainment display screen. This is where you go to access much of the information about your daily driving experience. Currently, you're looking at your customizable home screen. You can access quite a few things through here, but they can all be accessed from the side panel too. So, in your menu is all of your adjustments, destination, audio, phone, app, projection, info, climate, display, and setup. For your climate, this is what it sounds like. You've got a bit of a display for your front options, as well as additional ones, so sync AC and the Eco Heat Cool setting. Then you've got your setup, so this is all of your specifics. Everything from Bluetooth, audio, phone, navigation, data, traffic services. You've got clock language, beep sounds, theme color settings, etc. Then audio listening, AM, FM, satellite radio, full Bluetooth connectivity, which includes both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and you've got optional USB adapters throughout. Lastly is your built-in navigation. This is fully touch sensitive, which makes it very easy for you to use. Then on the right-hand side is all of your audio listening options. You have your tune scroll on the bottom right, volume control on the bottom left. Left of that is your four-ways and push-start ignition, and this middle section here is climate control. As we said, you can control your rear options. You can see the little rear listing here and see either display there. Then on the further corners are your controls for the dual climate up front. So driver, front passenger, your rear passenger side, and rear driver side. So you do have options for syncing things up, either to the front, having each side of the front synced up, lots of options, which either can allow people to function on their own, or to have them all work together in unison. Then in the middle is defroster front and rear windshields, and up front we have 3 range levels for heated seat controls, one for the driver, one for the front passenger. All the way across the front here we have this nice shelf design, and then you'll find a little divider on the right hand side. This means that if you put something down in one corner and while you're driving, it cannot slide to the other side way out of your reach. On this side we also have one of the USB chargers. Behind that is your gear shift. You've got your drive modes, EV modes, and parking brake. Lots of cup holder spaces here in the back. You have this little pop away option. Then you have the console itself. So you press the button to have that open up. Lots of storage all the way deep down inside. You can see right here we have some additional charger ports. There's a little cutout in the design here. So even when you have this closed, you're not going to pinch your cords. And both right here as well as up front right here are 2 terrific options for additional places to store a phone. Now, down below on the right hand side, you've got a lockable glove box. Up overhead on the rear view mirror, 1, 2, and 3 little house shapes. These guys are garage door openers. Then, this looks like a sunglasses compartment, but it's actually a hidden mirror design. This allows you to maintain this as being simply used for your rear traffic monitoring, and you can use this instead for keeping an eye on your internal passengers. On top of that, you have your interior lighting controls for the moonroof. You have the power trunk release, as well as the open and close for both sides of the power passenger rear doors. Thanks again, folks, for joining us on this full video tour for this Toyota Sienna XSE in the color Blueprint. It is located here at Sherwood Park Toyota at 31 Automall Road in Sherwood Park, Alberta. You can also reach us at 780-306-7703. And remember, life is full of choices. Let us be yours.